everyone. We're going to begin. So thank you everybody for coming. And if you have a hard time hearing me, if you need to move, just please move up. Or if I get quiet, let me know. But I'm Mary Ladybird, and I'm from Wonder Space Feng Shui. That's my business. And today I'm here to talk about dowsing and Feng Shui and how I use dowsing in my practice. And yes, I have the old-fashioned cards to keep track of things. All right, but first we're going to just take a meditative moment. And I want to teach you the Calming Heart Sutra. Is anyone familiar with that? No, great, it's all new. So the Calming Heart Sutra is, how you say it is gate gate, para gate, para samgate, bodhi swaha. And what it means is to go beyond the beyond into enlightenment. And I love doing this practice because it really comes into your center and you get into your heart. Hello. And what I do, there is a mudra that goes with it. You put your hands like this, put them together, and have your thumbs touch. And then there's another one that I like to use where you put your hands together like this, fold them, put your pointers up and your fingers touching, so it makes a heart. Isn't that beautiful? It's like I was taught this one, but I really prefer the calming heart. Did everybody get that? Yeah. Okay, great. So if you would like to join me in saying this together, we'll say it 9 times, and I'll just do the first one again. So it's, the rhythm is like gate gate, para gate, parasam gate, bodhi swaha. All right, well, we'll do that 9 times. You can close your eyes if you wish. Take a deep breath. Gate gate, para gate, parasam gate, bodhi swaha. 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 And one more time. Gate gate, para gate, parasam gate, bodhi swaha. Thank you. Thank you for joining me with that. All right. So a little bit about what we're going to be covering today, the basics, what is Feng Shui, the energy of the home, how to dowse and do space clearing with dowsing, also questions you can ask for each room of the home and dowse that, and finding your best direction. And just a little bit about me. So I found Feng Shui when it was a very difficult time in my life, and it just happens that it came at the right time. But I've tried all these other modalities and healing modalities, and nothing was really getting me unstuck from the patterns I was in until I found Feng Shui. And, you know, when I found it, I was like, oh, this is it. This is finally my healing modality. And not a lot of people think about Feng Shui as that, but for me, that's what that is. And I incorporate all the modalities I already know into Feng Shui. So I kind of consider myself a spiritual Feng Shui practitioner. I am certified Red Ribbon professional with the International Feng Shui Guild. And I wanted to just mention that because they have an amazing amount of resources there. So if you like the presentation, you really want to get more deeper into learning Feng Shui, you can go to the International Feng Shui Guild. I think it's .org. I should have looked that up. But you can have tons of information there. And what I have found is I really, even since a small child, I used to say my superpower is I could see air. And it came kind of back, I hid it away and it came back around 2016, 2017. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. So I really love being able to help people see the unseen energy and help them become unstuck and help you move into a better direction. All right. All right, so what is Feng Shui? How many here have heard of it? And how many feel like you know it? Yeah. So the basics of Feng Shui is what it translates to, which is wind and water. So if you think about it, wind, air, life force, they think it, it comes from the sky. Qi always moves from top to bottom. That's usually the flow of qi. So it comes from the sky, it comes from the gods, right? This earth life energy, and it hits the mountaintops. Where do humans love to hang out? Top of mountains, because the energy is so good up there. And then the qi flows down the mountain and it settles by the water's edge. Second place humans love to be, by the water, right? So there's something really magical about that. And another key concept with Feng Shui is the yin and yang, which I think everybody is really familiar here about. But it is about, we are in a duality world and we are trying to come into that unity. We are trying to come into balance and harmony. And Feng Shui is one way that you can start balancing those energies within your own home. All right, so why is it important? Because it really helps promote growth and change and movement towards your best life. The energy of your home is really an extension of you. You know how people can be like, oh, that person's a mirror to what's going on in me. Well, your home also can do that. Your home can also be a mirror. And what I love about it is it can change your reality. If you think about that, how profound is that? I can wake up and change, have an active role of changing my reality. Instead of going left all the time, maybe I need to go right. Again, it's all about balance. So I've been trained in 2 schools of Feng Shui. One is BTB, which is Black Sect Tantric Buddhist tradition. It's really a modern, intuitive take on the ancient work. The other school is the ancient work, but it's known as form or compass school, and it takes into account time and direction, whereas BTB, it does not really, some of it does, but not really to the extent that classical does. And this is actually called the low pan, and my dear friend and teacher Beth Grace, who's here with us at the conference, you can't touch this because it's hers, but I just wanted to show you what the Feng Shui classical compass looks like. All right. Yeah. Yes, yes. So she taught me classical. Yeah. Yes.
Is that like a computer cover? What is that?
The compass is actually, I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about it, but so come see me later. But it's literally a compass. It has a dial in the middle. And you align the plates to kind of see what the plates will read the energy of that direction. Yeah. So yes, I use this whenever I'm buying a home or in my home to find out my best direction. It's just a little more accurate than your phone. because your phone is electromagnetic and it can be influenced by other things. So you never quite get the same direction every time you use your phone. Yeah. All right. And so this is the Bagua. And what it translates to is 8 sections or 8 areas. And it's the ancient way of reading energy. So if you see, there are trigrams in here. Those are mixes of yin and yang lines of energy. So each one has a unique signature. And they also include the elements. So you have thunder, wind, fire, earth, lake, heaven, water, mountain. It has this frequency, right, to it. And what the ancient Chinese figured out is like, wow, this is like the energy signature for any place, any home, and you can use this. We need to cover the 5 elements because this is really big as well with Feng Shui. You use the Bagua and the 5 elements in tandem and together. So the Chinese see qi, prana, life force as air. So in the pagan traditions, they consider it an element. In this tradition, it is life force. So it's not quite seen as an element. So we have 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So the wood feeds the fire. The fire creates ash to earth. The earth compounds its minerals into metal. Metal can carry water and condenses into water, and the water feeds the wood. That's called the creative cycle. All right? So if you want more fire in your home, you add wood to that area, so on and so forth. The other cycle you need to know about is the controlling cycle. Water puts out fire. So those are the arrows in the middle. Water puts out fire. Fire melts metal. Metal chops wood. And wood drains the earth of its minerals. So now we're going to put that all together and look at the Bagua. That's on the postcard as well, so you can refer to that. So this is basically the simplified version of the ancient map that we just saw. And how do we use this? Well, you're going to want to imagine yourself at your front door of your home, your main door, whatever's the facing door. Not necessarily the garage door if you use that. What is the facing door of your home? We use that door. And as you step there, you're either going to be in career, wisdom, or mentors, right? So if your house door is in the center of your house, you step into career. If it's over here, you step into wisdom. Over here, you're stepping into mentors. And then you just kind of roll it out like a yoga mat, or having a top, view, bird's eye view of your home this way. And I'll give you an example in a second. But I really wanted to go into what the simplified version is about. So we have family, Zhen, abundance, reputation, partnership, creativity, mentors, career, and health is in the middle. So these are pretty much all the areas in the human life that affects us. And we're going to use this to read the energy of our homes. Okay. All right. So for example, on this floor plan, the front door is down here and the back door is up there. So the front door here, people step into wisdom. So for this home, maybe this person is changing careers and need to study, or they need extra knowledge. In the white douay area over here, there's a toilet. We consider that draining energy, draining that qi energy of that area of the home. And so that person might have some issues with creativity or completing projects. And then how do you handle the other floors of your home? Well, it's pretty simple. You take the stairs down to the basement, and then you just pretend there's a door, if there is one or isn't one. And that's where the Bagua begins. Same thing if you go up the stairs. It's the platform right there. That's where the Bagua begins for that level. Now, there's different schools and thought of this, but this is the one I follow and I feel is more accurate. The other thing you can do is just use the Bagua on your bedroom or just your office to optimize the energy of that room. Is everyone following? Any questions? Yes.
So you're placing the wisdom area down on the front door?
Yes. So where's get a card? Yeah, so you line it up with the front door. So your front door is always going to be in one of those bottom guas. It's either going to be wisdom, career, or mentors. Yes.
There's a facing, obviously, so you look at the house and where it's facing.
Usually, yeah, that's a good question. So a lot of people get confused. It's wherever like the main road is or where your driveway goes is usually the facing of the home. Sometimes it varies. Yeah.
If it's L-shaped, are you square and round?
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about missing sections or extensions today because that's a whole other ball game. But yes, there can be missing sections of the Bhagavad, and then you have to see, oh, am I missing abundance? And I just talking to someone in the breakfast area this morning. She's like, my first 3 houses were missed abundance. It was just gone. And then you hire a Feng Shui consultant, and we can remedy that. All right. So we're going to go into the details of each of these areas just so you get a sense so you know what you can douse for. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but you can see I did list all the qualities on the left-hand side, body correlations, relationships, and Chinese astrology that follow this. So yes, if you need to take a screen grab, please do so. But just a quick overview of Zhen, family and new beginnings. It is about the blade of grass. It's that new, fresh wood, yang wood energy. And it can be stepped on, it bounces back. It is also associated with east, which is the rising sun. It's a new day, it's new beginnings, right? Fresh starts. The shape is rectangle and the color is green. And my tip to increase the energy of this area is adding bamboo. All right, next we have Zhen, which is wealth. Yes?
Why would the bamboo increase?
Because it's a wood element in that gua, and you're supporting by adding wood to that area. And its bamboo is more flexible than like a tree stump. Yeah, good question. All right, so Zhen, this is everyone's favorite gua. Everyone's like, let me know about my abundance. So what this one's about is upper growth. It's the strong tree. So that blade of grass is strong tree. It's growth, it's steady. It's yin wood energy. The color is purple because it's about royalty, right? Abundance, we think royalty. My tip for this area is to add pyrite because it holds the energy of abundance. And what's interesting about like Patrick's talk last night is, yeah, I can go to my pyrite and I can be like, hi, pyrite. I'm going to connect with you and ask the spirit of you to kind of help me with this area and increase this area. So you can do this with anything, right? All right. Next, we have the Tai Chi, and we don't really consider this a section or a direction because it's the center. It's your core. It's your solar plexus. And what's interesting about this one is it touches every gua. Think about that. If you are sick, can you go hang out with your friends? Can you go to work? Can you do things like you normally do? You can't. Health is everything. So I always tell people, look at the center of your home first and check out what's there to see how that affects all the other guas. Because if you have a strong core, you have a strong energy for the home. Oh, yes, tips. Oh, it's earth element. So it's both yin and yang. The colors are yellows and browns. And the shape for earth is square. So any square pieces, like stones or whatever, or frames, picture frames, holds the energy of earth. A tip is to add a square yellow rug in the center of your home to increase that energy. And again, these are just like one-offs. There's so many other things that we can do. So next is Qian. That's helpful people and travel. It's all about mentorship It has to do with your father relationship. It's authority. Um, the metal element is very sharp, like a sword, and it's yang energy, very active. The color is anything metallic, so silvers and golds, and the shape associated is circles. And what I like to do is add a 6-prong metal tubed wind chime to this area. And it's kind of like you can set it up so you have an intention with it. Like every time I ring this wind chime, it means I need more helpful people in my life. I need to find someone to help me. Please, universe, send me the mentor or the spiritual teacher or whoever I need. All right. Now we have Dway. This is my personal favorite. I keep hitting my microphone. Sorry about that. This is my personal favorite because it's about creativity, and I have been trained as a graphic designer, so I just get excited about this one. It is about children. It's about childbirth. It's about birthing projects. It's also associated with West. Remember, we have family on the other side, which was East, new beginnings. So we see this as the setting sun. We see this as completing projects. So if you're having issues in life where you can start things, but you can't quite get them finished, look at increasing this area. Is also the color is white, and again, metal is circle. My tip for this area is to add white flowers because it's alive, right? It's live energy, and it will help get things unstuck in this room. Now we have, where are we? Gun, and this is about the energy of the mountain. It's about skills, it's about wisdom. It can be spiritual awakening as well, and strong mountain energy. And for those who know tarot, I really associate the Hermit card with this area because it's like that illumination in the cave. It's that spiritual enlightenment shining in your light. Again, it's earth, so it's square. And my tip is to add your bookshelf there. Add books that you want to read and learn about, the new books they haven't gotten to yet. So I know we all have those. All right, now we have Li, which is fire. Now for fire, it's both yin and yang. And the color is red, of course, but the shape is triangles. So if you think about church steeples or that picture on the wall over there, very upward, flame-like upward energy, right? And my tip for this one is, of course, add that real element of flame, add a candle to this area. But if you can't do that, you can always add lights. Like I like the fairy lights, but it's whatever, make sure that the area is bright. Now we have Can, and that's all about career, your mission here, your life purpose. And it's all about bringing in opportunities. Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I thought you were asking a question. So yeah, it's all about bringing in opportunities. It's the water element. Now, anyone want to gander a guess as why the color is black for water? Mm. It's also about the depth. If you go beneath the surface, you have depth, right? So find that soul purpose. You go deep within you, right? So my tip for here is water element associated with glass or mirrors. So you can add something like that to this area to increase the energy. Last but not least, we have Gun. Love, partnership, something everyone also wants to have in their life. But it's also about cultivating self-love. It's about mothers and mother love relationship. It has to do with your reproductive organs. It's also earth, but it's yin earth. It's the quieter earth, the mother earth. The color here is pink or peach. Shape, again, because it's earth, it's square. But what I like to do is have people add pairs of things, like the two little birds, or if you're into elephants, you can have a pair of elephants. Just something to like get into that partnership feel and just, be like, okay, things are equal, we're together. I also, for those who like crystals, I like adding rose quartz. Anything with the heart chakra can go here as well. Now, I just wanted to take a moment and give you like a real life example. That was a lot of information really fast. And I just want to give you a story to kind of hone in and put it all together in your head. So this is a case study of a friend of mine, and she just got a new big director role at a college in Massachusetts, and she had this office, and everything was going fine. And then she called me up and like, Mary, like, I just had it out with my employee. I don't know what's going on. Our relationship is terrible. I don't know how to fix it. Can you look at my office and see what's happening? So, sure. So the door to the office is actually behind that chair over a little bit. And so that corner is your helpful people. It's the mentorship, right? So after talking to her about it, I'm like, okay, well, what do you have in your office? And she's like, yeah, you know what? She just happened to mention, like, there was this huge metal, ugly, gray file cabinet. And I'm like, oh, well, when did you have that removed? And she looked up at the counter, she's like, oh, I got in the fight with that employee the same day I had the metal removed from the metal gua. It went out of balance. So it's really fascinating what you can start to see and put together. So I worked with her and we got more metal in there, a metal globe and the metallic prints on the wall. And we also had her add helpful people in her life already to kind of support that helpful people area. And things have been going good so far. So let's take another moment and let's find out what gua you're sitting in right now. What is the first thing you would do? And there is a prize for someone who answers this. Yes. Yes. So you can come up and get something that you want either now or after the presentation. Yes. So now this room has 2 doors. What do we do? How do we figure out which door we use? Yes. Oh, which door? We're trying to figure out how to lay the bagua on the room. So the first thing we do is find the door. This room has 2 doors. How do you figure out which door you use? You could do that. What are we all here to do? Bingo! Go get your gift. Thank you. So yes, you can do that to find out the chi. So if someone would like to demonstrate, there's also a prize for you to go use your dowsing tool at each door to figure out which door is the best flow of chi into the room. You would like to do it? Great. So you can go to each door, and we're going to keep moving a little. Well, all right, go. We'll wait. Go ahead. So you can ask, is this door where the bagua begins? Yeah, and I can say that here. Well, most people I work with can't do that. It's the tools that are right in front of us we always forget we have. Yeah. Oh, right. Can you grab me one of those? So I have. No, the postcard. Just so I have it in front of me. Thank you. It's the back door. Awesome. All right. So if you look at your little bagua map, and you let's say I'm just pretend you're standing there. You would lay it out here. What area are you walking into? Is it wisdom, career, or mentors? If it's the back door, wisdom. Prize for you. So this one's funky because it's at an angle, which I'm not going to again get into. But sorry. Yeah, so like angle doors. But there's something we can do. But yeah, because it's over there and that corner is over there. So over here is mentors. In the back, you guys are sitting in career. Over there, it's wisdom. In the middle, you're in Dui, Debbie. And then there's Tai Chi and health right in the middle here. And then family over there. And then closer is abundance, fame and reputation, and partnership. All right. Yeah, someone can help you. So take a moment and think, I chose this seat. What gua am I in, and how does that affect what I'm going through right now? Is this my comfort zone? Do I like this energy? Or is this something I need to work on in my life right now? All right, guys, I'm gonna move on. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into, put that feng shui stuff aside for now. Just keep it locked in your head. So how do we douse to space clear? And I'm going to show you my technique, but there's two ways you can do it. You can use a floor plan, or you can walk room to room. And let's say you're using a floor plan. You hold your pendulum over the room on the floor plan. You want to ask, you can say, is there any non-beneficial energies affecting this room right now? And if there is, this is the chart I use to kind of gather some more data about that. So we have clutter, construction, geopathic stress, EMF, black water, negative emotions, stuck negative emotions, geological, that can be ley lines, and then spirits and ancestors. And then you can ask to clear that with your pendulum and let your pendulum do the work. So I did a video on what my process is. It's about 8 minutes long. We can do it up here right now if everyone wants to gather around, or we can play the video. Does anyone have a preference? Do the video. All right. All right, raise your hands if you want to listen to the video, because I'm afraid about time. That's the only thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those who want to do it in a live person. Okay, we're doing the video. Hi everyone, this is Mary Ladybird from Wonder Space Feng Shui, and today I wanted to talk about dowsing a floor plan. Now, there are two ways to go about this or to get started. First, you need a floor plan. So you might have the architectural prints from when you bought the house, or you might have something from when you built your home. And if you don't, that's fine too. We can just go ahead and draw it. Just get pen and paper, and you can measure each room if you want to, but having a good proportional floor plan is best. And a couple things, if you're going to draw it out, I would want to mention that you might want to include on the floor plan is noting where the windows are, the doors, what the door swing is, and you might want to add a few pieces of the bigger furniture for directions. And that's it. But if you do happen to get a professional one, before you start doing any dowsing, I would suggest that you sign your floor plan. And what this does is adding your personal energy, your energy signature to the floor plan. And that's going to make your dowsing a lot more accurate. All right, guys, and let's get started on the actual dowsing. All right, so we are now here with our floor plan. We have a single dowsing rod. I have my pen to mark the lines of influence. I also have my hand pendulum and the chart that shows all the different unseen energies that might be affecting the home. And to start, I just pick up the dowsing rod and I ask, show me my yes, show me my no. And then we begin. And all I use is my pointer finger on the floor plan, and we're gonna just go around the floor plan like this. and asks the dowsing rod to show us when I hit a negative line of influence. Okay, so dowsing rod, please show me where there's negative lines of influence as I use my pointer finger along this floor plan. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. Oh, there's something right there. So, and it can be sometimes, a lot or very little. It depends. So I'm just gonna put an X there and then continue on. You do this all around the entire floor plan. From this point, I go back to the first X that I marked, and I line up the dowsing rod with the X as best I can, and I ask, please show me the direction of this negative line of influence. And I kind of scoot it so it stays in line with the X, and that's looking right about, oops, right there. And so I hold it down and I get my pen and I just draw along the rod to mark the line. And I do this for each X. That's it for this part, but now you can kind of see what's going on. Where are they intersecting a lot? Like right in this area, what's happening in this area of the home? It's just kind of fascinating to kind of see where things are intersecting, as well as what the cause is, which is what we're going to find out next. So I bring over my chart with my hand pendulum. And once I get my chart set up with my hand pendulum, I put my finger on the X of the line that we want to figure out. What is the cause of this negative influence of line? It is saying black water. Great. So then I just mark it right on the floor plan. Black water. And for those of you who haven't heard of black water, it's water that's running through underneath the home that might have toxins in it. It's not healthy. It might have other things that are really not good in the water that are flowing under the home that's affecting the energy of the home. so there you have it. And what's great now is we can now tackle each one of these to resolve them now that we know what they are. But also with your floor plan, and what you can do is you can use your hand pendulum and go room by room, asking questions about what's happening in each of these rooms. And it could be, are there any negative emotions stuck in this room? Is there any spirits or negative entities influencing this room? Are there portals or vortexes? There's so many other questions that we can talk about that are the unseen energies. So this is a great way to start to kind of see those things that are unseen. I hope that was helpful, and we'll go back to the presentation. Thank you so much. I hope that was helpful. We'll go back to the presentation.
So that's not the room you're in. Remote that.
Correct. Yep. So you can do this for anyone. Yep, any of your clients. Yeah, like time. I have to speed this up. Oops.
Now, how about the energy of the room you're doing it in? Would that affect anything?
So if you're standing.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know that
Okay.
answer to that. It's like a mass house for somebody. It doesn't matter where you are, does it?
No. So Dave is saying.
I mean, if you were sitting in a really bad energy spot, are you going to get back to 1,000?
Right. So energy is not defined by time and space, right? So what Dave was asking is like, doing it remotely versus being on the spot, you would feel things differently. Well, yeah, your body might feel it a little bit differently, but that energy is still running through you. You might be a little more intense on the actual spot on the land versus doing it remotely. Yeah, that's been my experience at least. All right, so now you have a great tool that you can use, and now we're going to go into questions that you can douse for the rooms in your home. So these are questions that I came up with that you can use for any room in your home. So are the elements balanced in this room? If not, what do I need more of? What element do I need more of? It could be candles. Is it less plants? Is it mirrors, statues, and so on and so forth? Are the yin and yang energies balanced in this room? And if not, what do I need to do to get those in balance? Would the energy of the room benefit from decluttering? Would it benefit from moving things around or taking something out or putting something in? Also, are there any unbeneficial energies to be removed? And then with Feng Shui, we really focus, instead of on the whole home and every single room and every single bathroom, we focus on the most important rooms, which are the door, the bedroom, the stove, and the office. And the reason why is the door, we consider that the mouth, the chi. That's where your energy is coming into the home, right? So if you don't have energy coming into your home, you don't have much energy to work with and manipulate and, change. So we really want to see if the door is, I'll get into that in a second, but yeah, you want to have a nice clear area for the door. The bedroom is because you sleep there all night. Your energies are just like in that room all night long. And then for the stove is provider. We see the stove as providing for you, for your family. So we see that as a wealth opportunity, a wealth generator. So we want the stove, how the condition of the stove is can affect your finances. And then of course your office, whether it's a home office or somewhere else, those are the 4 main areas that if you're going to start dowsing, douse those areas. Now I'm going to go into each one, but first we're starting with landscape. And the reason why is if your landscape, if there isn't optimal chi flow on your landscape, it's going to affect your home's energy. So we take a look from the outside. So some things to look for. Is it a home on a corner? Is it a T intersection? Is it facing water, a mountain, a hill, a busy road? All of these affect chi. What is the element of my home? So does anyone want to gander, I guess, from this picture? What elements do you see there based on shapes, colors, whatever? Earth. Where do you see the earth? Yep. And the sidewalk, the circle sidewalk is square, so that's earth. We see a lot of rectangles, right? So we have some wood and earth energy. So yeah, great. Is the land have a slope either in front of the house or behind the house? That will either block or change the flow. Are you on a cul-de-sac? How is the energy of the cars going around that circle affecting you, and where are you on that cul-de-sac? And then, of course, we want to have an unobstructed entrance. Now, questions that you can douse for land. Is the yin and yang energies balanced in the landscape? Can the flow of qi reach my door easily? Is the land happy? The plants happy, or do they need some care? And what is the pollution doing to the land or in the energy in my home? And then we're going to go into questions for the what to look for the door, size of the door. If you have a really small door, you might have a little less qi flowing in the house if it's compared to the portion of the house. Shar qi is what we consider anything that's blocking or has a negative effect. And that could be like a tree right in line with your door or a pole right in line with your door. That's some stuff we don't like to see. Is your front door lights working? Are they on? Does your doorbell work? Are you able to step in without any objects in the way and shoes and stuff? And can the door swing open this way and very inviting, or does it people have to step back to open the door, right? And then what you can douse for, is my door bringing in the best opportunities for me? Which door should I use more regularly? That changes, right? Everything, it's all about change and motion and balance. So maybe the front door is where you should be using for the month of April or whatever, and not use the side door. You can douse for that. Am I receiving balanced qi through this door? Is the object or clutter near the front door affecting the flow of qi? What is there, like you walk into a dresser or something, right? What is blocking that flow? Questions for the bed, what to look for the bedroom. Is the bedroom located in the back of the home? Yin energy, quiet, dark. If it's in the front of the home, is it by a busy road and you can't sleep? That's sort of things we want to look for. Again, is the door to the room on an angle? You might have unexpected events. Some good, some maybe not so good. Are the nightstands equal if you're in a partnership? So one bigger than the other. You want to have that balanced. What is your artwork saying in the bedroom? You want to also check out what is opposite wall by my head. So am I sleeping? Is there a toilet plumbing right there next to the back of my head? Is there a stove? That's all going to affect your energy and how well you sleep at night. Is the bed, oh, I skipped one. Beams, fans, slanted ceilings, or skylights all affect your energy as well. And then we also have solid headboards. We always want support. In Feng Shui, we're always looking, how is this person being supported, either at sleep or at the stove or at the office, right? And is there hanging pieces of furniture over my head? Is there a bookshelf above me? I'm sleeping. That can also affect energy. Some things you can think about dowsing is there anything under my bed disturbing my sleep? Do I have too many plants in the bedroom? Plants are yang wood. It's energy wood, right? Might disturb something. To have enough fire element for a romance. Would I benefit from a headboard if I don't have one? So what to look for with your stove? Can't tell you how many clients come to me. I'm like, oh, so what about your stove? Did all the burners work? No. I'm like, why didn't you get it fixed? Oh, I just didn't get around to it. But we see burners as opportunity makers. If it's broken and you don't have that revenue of another opportunity of wealth coming to you. So we want to see you using all your burners instead of a favorite one to increase your opportunities that are out there that you want to bring in. Is it on a solid wall? Is it being supported? Or is it in an island? Is the stove clean? And then what is the color of my stove? Okay, here's another question. In this photo, what does white represent? What element? Correct. Who said that? You can get a prize. So white is metal. So if you look at your bagua, it has all the elements in the bagua. If it's at the tip. So there's metal, and the stove is metal. So much metal going on here, right? So also, how do you feel when you're cooking? You kind of, just got home from a hard day of work, and you're like, yes,
Say the countertop is what?
yes.
Say it's quartz or something. So is it earth or is it metal?
So the question is, if you have a white countertop that is granite, what element would it be then? You'd have a combination of both. And you can douse for the percentage of what element, how much element is in that. Yeah. Good question. Oh, yeah. So cooking, are you angry? Are you happy? Are you putting out good energy? Yes.
So if your countertop is stone,
Yes.
where does that fit? Is that earth?
So stone would be, if you think of statues, it's made out of rock, it's earth, it's grounding. Yep. Yep. All right. Did that, yes, that float. Okay, so questions to douse for your stove. Would adding a plant, which is wood, bring more wealth to my stove, which is fire? Is it feeding my fire? Right? Is the object above my stove affecting my wealth? What do I have up there above the stove? Is it the ancient China or ancestral China? Might have influences that way. Is my sink, which is water, affecting my stove's fire energy? How close are they? You can douse for that too, right? Would it benefit me to use my stove daily? And I'm actually curious to see what you guys get for that, because generally it is. That's, you want to be, providing. You want that wealth coming to you. Yes.
So, like, I have a hot pot, and I'm trying to do more raw, working with raw, so not doing so much cooking.
Just turn the burner on. Just for a minute. Just let it go. So yeah, the question is, what if I don't need to use my stove because I'm eating raw foods? You can just turn the burner on and just let that get that fire energy activated. Yes.
I have a microwave over the stove.
Yes.
That's probably not a good thing.
Douse for it. Douse for it. Well, microwaves in general, right? The microwaves in general, right. But it is in a sense an additional stove, depending on how you think about it. Yeah, I would douse for it, absolutely. Got it. All right, so the office. Again, now this is a lot like the bedroom, so, but in a different sense. So is the office in the front of the home or in the back of the home? You really want your office to be in the yang energy, busy, strong energy, not like, I'm going to fall asleep while I'm working energy. Is the door on the angle? What is your desk material made of? And how is that influencing your work? What is the artwork? Is it set up for success? Is my desk facing a window? Do I have trouble focusing? So then we also have the normal beams, fans, slanted ceilings, or skylights. And then, of course, clutter. Offices like to usually gather clutter, paperwork and stuff that we don't get to. So those are things to look for. Questions to douse around your office is, what desk material is best for me? Would I benefit from adding a water fountain? Career. Do I have enough fire for my recognition? Am I being appreciated at work? Do I want more of that? Is the wall color supporting my business? And maybe I need my own office if I'm sharing an office, right? If I have little kids that are running in and out, that might be distracting. How do I work with that? What is the energy of that? Maybe it's good. All right, so now we're going to find your best direction. And this always is an exciting area. So before we can get into your personal directions, we have to have you know, there's a base core level of usually everything, right? There's rule, you have to know the rule in order to break it. So being in command is one of those rules, right? So we want to always be in command. And what that means is being able to see the door of the room that we're in. Well, where does that come from? It comes from ancient times when there was lots of strife and war and people come in at night and do not so good things. We're obviously, most of us, luckily, are beyond that time. But if you think about it, if you're at the dentist's office and they put you up and you're saying, oh, the dentist will be in a minute, and you're like just looking at a wall. I'm like, I just keep wanting to turn my head, like, well, are they coming? Are they coming? Or that feeling when someone's like standing over you from behind you. It's just this uncomfortable feeling. And we don't want to be uncomfortable in our homes. So I love this because it really puts you in your power. This is what I like to relate it to, is putting it in that's my modern term. Being in command, but being in my power. I can see what's coming. I can see what's going to come. I have that foresight and that clarity versus like, oh, I don't know, this might be coming to hit me on the side of my head. So whatever room you're in, you always want to be able to see the door. Oh. No. They're talking about sitting in the corner. Yes, yes. I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. But like, you know, so think about it. Bedroom, office, stove, and what, am I missing one? Front door. But you don't need to worry about that because the front door is the door. But the stove, you can move everything else. How do you move your stove? You can't. So how do I get in command? Bingo. She beat you to it. A mirror. A mirror. Simple things, guys. Simple things. Put up a mirror on your backsplash. You can get one for $1 at Michael's, and just put a command strip on it. Yep, and then you're in command. Is it ideal? Not really, but it works, and that's what we are going for. All right. So now I'm going to kind of take a step into the classical feng shui, which has to deal with formulas. But it is so important for you guys to know you always want to be in command first before you figure out your formula, right? So even let's say you're in command, but you have a bad direction for your bed. You always want to stay in that bad direction because you're in command. Form over formula. It's form over formula. And, all right, hold on. Yes. So now we're going to calculate the 8 mansions Min Gua number. And this is a personal direction. And when I say bad direction or good direction, let me clarify that. Your best direction is the most, for your energy type, that direction gives you the most chi. It's not like anything's a bad direction. You're just not getting the most benefit of the chi if you're in that direction. So there's not a bad direction. It's just where can you get the most energy that's personalized for your elemental type of your body. Okay, so if everybody's ready, what you can do is add the last 2 digits of your year of birth. So in the example, this one's 72, so you'd add 7 plus 2. But because this is a Chinese astrology type form, their new year is February 4th. So if you are born between January 1st and February 4th, you would add 1 year to account for the Chinese New Year versus the US New Year. So in this example, it'd be 7 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. Then you simplify it down to 1 digit. And if you were born female at birth, you would add 5 to that number. And if you were born male, you would subtract 10 from that number. So in this example, it's female. So we add the 1 plus the 5 for the female to equal 6. Her Minghua is 6. Now, anyone here get 5? Has anyone gotten their Minghua number yet?
Yeah.
Okay. For anyone else, if you can do this for others, if you are a 5 and a female, because it's a center, there is no direction, you would add, your number, Mingguan number will be 8. If you're a male and have a 5, your Mingguan number is a 2.
When it says subtract 10, you can't have a negative number, right? Put in the bracket.
So you put 10 minus whatever that number is. Yeah.
So if you come out with 13, you just add 1 plus 3.
Correct. Yes. It's coming. I think if I heard that wrong, flag me down. So yeah, you get your last 2 digits, and then you simplify that by adding 1 plus 0 or whatever, 1, 3, whatever it is. And then, yeah, you just keep going down.
And so you reduce it again if you get one. So that reduces it the first time to step 1.
Yep. So you got an 8, so that would be here, right? And then your female, so 8 plus 5 is, so 1 plus 3 is, there you go.
Oh, so if I got 12, would it be 1 and 2?
Correct. Sorry, I'll make that clearer in another. Yes. Yeah, so we always want to reduce it down to a single number. All right, so here's the direction chart. So with 8, oh yes. You never want to have a negative number. So it'd be 10 minus 9, 10 minus 8, 10 minus... so always reduce it to the... Yes, and then... Correct. All right, is everybody good? Awesome. All right, so with the 8 mansions, they split it into East Group and West Group. No, it's just something they do. So if you can find your number, 1, 3, 4, and 9 are in the East Group. West Group has 2, 6, 7, and 8. If we go back to our example, the female that was born in 72, her number, Mingguan number, was 6. So she's Qian metal. And her best direction to face would be west. Also good northeast, southwest, and northwest. Everybody got that? Awesome. All right.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Direction to face wind.
That's exactly what I got. How do you use this? Right, you're like, now I have this best direction. Well, what does that mean? How do I use that? So you...
Sorry, how do you get the best direction?
So your number, what you said 1 plus 2 is 3, right? So 3 is over in East Group. So your 3, Zhenwood, and your best direction is south. It's also good in north, southeast, and east. Okay. Oops. All right. So you can find out from your door, right? You know, 4 rooms, right? So we have the door direction. So when you're taking your door direction of your front door, so let's say that's I would stand literally 2 steps out the front door onto my little deck and take the direction facing that way. So always in line with your front door. If you're checking for your best bed direction, you use the top of your head. Yes. Oh, thank you. We're almost done. That's perfect. See, I'm so, I'm enchanting you all, aren't I? You're mesmerized. So then, all right, so door direction, right? Mouth of chi. Maybe that's a prosperous direction if that's one of your best directions. You can check the bed direction by the head of the bed. So let's say this is my bed. My feet are here. My head is here. My headboard is up here. I want to take the direction this way. So you can even put it up to your headboard and take the direction that way. For your office desk, how you figure out what your best direction is. You're sitting at your computer, you're typing away, I'm looking at my monitor. That is your best, that's the direction you need to calculate, to find out what direction that is, so you can then move your desk into the most aligned direction.
So it's the way you look, your face.
For the desk, it's where you're facing. For the door, it's that, yes. And for the bed, top of your head. Yep. And so, yes, you can, I even shimmied my bed just a little bit to get it in one of my best directions. You don't have to like go, I wouldn't go crazy and put it kitty corner. Definitely not do that. It has to be on a solid wall. But, you know, nobody notices that it's a little off, but I'm still receiving the best chi possible. Kitty corner is not good. You're creating angles, and that's like poison arrows. Who said that? Nice. Yes. Sharp angles, exactly. Go for it. You're all good. Yes. Right. Okay, so we're almost there, guys. So we have, what happens if you have two good directions? Who said that? Prize. Yep, you douse for that. What if you have two bad choices? Same thing. Because people get stuck like, well, I could do it on this wall in my bedroom or this wall in my bedroom. Like, well, how do I figure that out? So I always douse. And what I suggest actually is you write it down in a journal, like what are going on in each one of these guads in my life right now. Move something, and only do this one at a time. Don't go crazy and do everything at once, because then you don't know what the benefit was. You can't, you know, figure out, oh, well, if I do that again, that's going to produce this, right? And then let's say try it for 3 months, and then look back at your journal and see what's changed. And, you know, you might be really surprised that like a lot of good things have come from this, or like, oh, I didn't really receive the energy I want. Maybe I should try that other best bed. Maybe now's the time to douse it and figure out if that's the best time to move the bed. All right. So, wow, we covered a lot. But I wanted to get you guys as much information as I possibly could in the very short amount of time that we had. Yes. Oh, 4. All right, one more slide. The inspirational slide. So I love Dolores Cannon, and her quote is, everything is energy. Once you learn how to use energy, which is Feng Shui, you can have anything you want. Nothing is impossible, and there are no limitations. Think about that for a second. Wow. I'm powerful. I have all this available to me. How can I get my energy in a place that can produce that? So it's all really about diving deeper into yourself and using the energy to create a positive experience in life. So I'm really hoping to give you a sense of what the inside energies are inside yourself and your home. Thank you. Thank you.